Yo, hi, hello, it's Ransomz, back with a completely original idea. Today, we will be talking about your favorite rap album and what they say about you as a person. Now, of course, there are many rap albums out there, thousands actually. So if you do enjoy this and want a part 2, just give me a calm 100 likes and we got ourselves a deal. The albums I've chosen for this video have been acclaimed to be some of the very best, freaking hip-hop's finest. So hopefully at least one of these is your favorite, but hey, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Starting off with a really strong one here, we have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. You know, talking about an album like this, it's really tempting, to talk about the actual thing. But let's get into what the fans are like. If My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is your favorite rap album, you, was never much of a romantic. Yeah, I know. But actually, that's kind of true. I would say if you're the kind of person that has romantic complications, you probably love this album, as Kanye describes multiple themes, including romantic, situations, such as his past relationships. You're probably someone that appreciates art just in general, so for you, this album is just the perfect musical sensation for art. The extremely high quality production and how it ties into the album thematically, you can't stop this is you. You can't stop glazing it. And finally, if you like dark fantasy, you're the kind of guy or girl to show your emotions. It's hard not to like an album like this with all its emotional complexity and not call yourself an emotional guy. However you choose to show it, you're an emotional person, and that's perfectly fine. Next is Good Kid, M.A.A.D City by Kendrick Lamar, which is once again an album highly regarded as one of hip-hop's best ever. Now this trait, is gonna seem pretty obvious, okay? But if Good Kid, M.A.A.D City is your favorite rap album, you have a deep appreciation for storytelling. Just concept albums in general, that's your thing. I mean, it's no secret that this album is like the best we've seen in hip-hop with the way it uses different storytelling mechanics. You're probably like a movie nerd, which makes perfect sense considering this album could also be called a short film. A short film. More like Jabort film. Shut up, you are not funny. There are multiple great hits on Good Kid, M.A.A.D City, but there's something that you love about it just start to finish. You're probably just a thoughtful individual that loves the vibes of the story. That's your thing. But yeah, you like to think. I don't really know how to describe that any further. You just think. Bro think he the thinker. Next up, we have Astroworld by Travis Scott. Now, the reason I've chosen this one out of all the Travis Scott albums is because I think it's his best work. I think most people can probably agree with that anyway. You know how it's held up pretty nicely over the years. But anyway, let's get into the album. If Astroworld is your favorite rap album, then you probably love Hidden Features. And this album is just perfect for that, as if this is your first time listening to it, you have no idea what to expect. You love it. You love mystery, okay? You have that mysterious Duke Dennis aura. You're also probably into those introspective sounds that appear a lot on Astroworld, but not exclusively to Astroworld. Some of these albums here you probably like as well for their introspective sounds. The vibe is just really psychedelic, and the way it blends in other genres with hip-hop, incredible. Genres like R&B, trap, and a little bit of rock too, all just kind of, again, smushed together. You may consider yourself a rap enthusiast, but going around saying, hey, my favorite is Astroworld, you just have just a different standard. A typical Future album ain't gonna cover it for you. You need something different, more outside of the typical rap comfort zone. You're not like other girls. Good for you, Britney. Very good for you. Once again, we have another project that's regarded as an absolute titan in the hip-hop scene, and that's To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. Yes, Kendrick again. Holy gosh, Ransom. The Kendrick glaze is crazy. It's about time that you fill out that job application by now. Fill it. I have it right here. Fill it out right now. But seriously though, I think people that really like this album, really like it. It's not for everybody realistically. Not everybody's just gonna listen to it once and be like, oh, album of all time. Come on, album of all time. However, it is, technically regarded as one of the greatest, so obviously I'm gonna include it. And I also need a way to clickbait the video. If To Pimp a Butterfly is your favorite rap album, then you have a progressive personality. Ransomz, what the hell is a progressive personality? I mean, it could really be anything, like whether it's like politically, socially, or just like personality wise, whatever it may be, could be a blend of all of them. But if you're just like that kind of progressive person, you know, you probably like this. As just in general, it's packed with just so many topics. It's something that really makes you think, puts you in different shoes, different perspectives, and I and many others love it for that. Now, maybe the lyrical substance or just the album thematically isn't your main point in loving the album. Maybe it's something else. If that's the case, if this album is your favorite rap album, you're a jazz lover. It's no secret that To Pimp a Butterfly is so influenced by jazz. You know, there's a little bit of funk there too, but it's a mainly jazz influenced album. You don't really see this that often, to be honest. You would think because of To Pimp a Butterfly's success, more albums would follow through with this, but I can't honestly think of any really that comes to mind that just follows it as good as Kendrick's done. But anyway, I personally love it myself, and it's definitely one of my main reasons for really liking this album. And finally, if you like this album, you're probably a philosophical person. You know, as the thought-provoking topics really do make you think. Again, bro think he the thinker. But seriously though, To Pimp a Butterfly does a fantastic job at that. People love it, and I can certainly see why. If you haven't listened to it before, would definitely check it out. And finally, we have Madvillainy by Madvillainy. Now, if Madvillainy is your favorite rap album, you appreciate the production more than anything. Production is just the key. Now, obviously, Madvillainy gives us way more than just production, you know, lyrically, bars, flows, just its overall impressive lyricism, I think for me is like a strong number 2 as to why people love it so much. But the majority, I think, at least for me, and I think others would agree, is the production out of this world. We're talking 2004. I was not alive. And you know, I don't know if I've reached Unk status yet for an album so good sounding in like 2004 and just introspective sounds. Too good. Anyway, I'm yapping a little too much, but basically I think the production is the main draw-in for this album. You're probably like a hip-hop nerd, okay? Like hip-hop is your life. That's like the only genre you listen to. Not a bad thing at all. But if you're this kind of person, you've probably heard hundreds of hip-hop albums, and none of them even come close to Madvillainy for you. None of them. And one more thing, you're probably meticulous for complexity. And this album has it with all its layers in production, lyricism, bars, flows. I mean, it's just so packed full. Like if you take closer look, you can kind of building block itself. But anyway, that's Madvillainy, Madlib, MF Doom. Fantastic job, guys. Very cool. Okay, that should be it. Once again, if you want a part 2, just give me a lacom, 100 likes. Oh, and also let me know in the comments which rap albums you want me to talk about in the part 2 video. But anyway, I will get out of here. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.